What's up, Internet? Well, Beach Break is in the books. That's right. Tonight, AEW had a Beach Break. This was one of their super shows that they had for their regular Wednesday night Dynamite. And Mario, they had some good surprises tonight.
Yeah, that was a solid show. I gotta say, I do like how AEW does a little, I guess, what do you kind of call these, like mini pay-per-views for free that they sort of put out every once in a while. It's nice. It's kind of a break from the weekly grind.
That's right.
Give us a little theme. Beach theme's great.
Yeah, Beach Theme always works well, and it just harkens to the old TBS days of Clash of the Champions, right? When you're just like, that was the free for view, where you just have a nice super show on there tonight. So they started off strong. They started off right out of the gate. They started off with the tag team battle royal.
Yeah, answering the WWE's event from the other night. I think they like to start off with their own little battle royale. Why not?
They did, and there's something about, even if you go back to some of the earlier WrestleManias, there's just something about starting off a show with all those bodies in the ring, like something special tonight.
Yeah.
And they fired it up. You know, the first music you heard was the it sounded exactly like that. That's right. So Tony Khan plunked down some cash for Jungle Boy. And I think when people come back, we're gonna have a nice sing-along for that. But yeah, we had all the solid teams, all the regular crew was in there. I don't recall if there's really anything that there was a couple of surprises. The Bucks got
they got it off to a fast start. I like that.
They did, and they won that last tag team battle royal. So when Matt got eliminated, I think this started off and like, this isn't going to be your everyday battle royal. But they did some good stuff. They did some good stuff with Dark Order. John Silver got to shine a little bit. They got to play a little bit with the Inner Circle heat that I think they're teasing too. But yeah, it was pretty solid.
Yep. Who got the win there? I think it was Inner Circle. Yeah.
Yeah, they did their. They had their little. Like I said, they started alluding to the heat. When Jericho accidentally eliminated Sammy. Less sex, his less sex god partner, and they were alluding to it the whole time. They had some heat going with him and MJF, and they're definitely that's the route that they're going. That I think there's going to be dissension in the Inner Circle. Maybe MJF goes for that hostile takeover.
Yeah.
Maybe Sammy's going to be the angry one, and they're going to have to start drawing sides. But
maybe we'll start breaking the circle into different portions of the circle. We'll have the inner circle, the outer circle.
Yeah, just circle the wagons. But yeah, in the end, Jericho pulled off the win. And then, but what I thought was interesting is just because since this was a tag team battle royal, it's usually when one partner gets eliminated, both teams are up. But tonight they did it to where even if your partner got eliminated, you were still in it.
Yeah.
So I thought there was interesting. It was just like, who is Jericho going to be partner with, right? Because, he does the Lex Sex Gods with Sammy, but he's also been teaming up with MJF. Sammy called him a tag team whore.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, in the end, as they said, so now it's going to be MJF and Jericho getting the tag team title shot, even though Sammy lasted longer. So, yeah, I don't know what they're
going on there.
Yeah, I don't know what they're alluding to on that. Then we cut to a quick promo of Jade Carhill. But she's chiseled, man. They're going to give her a big push. That's going to be it's going to be one of their crown jewels. I think they're putting a lot of pressure on her. Let's hope she can deliver.
Yeah.
Then after that, we had our Tony Skibone. You got the Shivani interview. Getting Darby Allin, as Taz likes to say, with Sting. They had their cool intros, and they just start talking about, doing. I feel like since Sting's come back, everything's got to be an interview because, it's great. They want to get his face out there, but he's not going to really come out and wrestle.
Who?
Sting.
You don't think he's going to wrestle? It really looks like they're setting it up for a wrestle.
Oh, yeah, he's going to wrestle. He just can't wrestle every week, but they still want to get their Sting value, so they want him to show their face, so they're showing it with an interview. I wish there'd be a little bit more physicality with it, but his entrance is beautiful. I mean, it's very soothing. It feels like something Quentin Tarantino, you're waiting for a soothing, bloody fight, for the red on white blood. So Team Taz, came on started yelling back. They got banned. So they're definitely setting up for next week. They said that Darby Allin's going to be fighting the bad boy, Joey Janela. And then Sting said, I'll be there. Team Taz will be there. So I expect some kind of schmaz, to set up for that inevitable Team Taz versus Sting and Darby.
Yeah.
But what do you think of Sting and Darby? I mean, I like they got Team Faith Faint. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're a good match. I like it. He's like a little Darby's like a little bit of a tiny Sting,
Yeah, Sting Jr.
Sting Jr.
Sting Jr. is good. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Next up, we had Dr. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD versus, it's Texas's own Thunder Rosa, which, big fan of her. She gets her stuff in the end. That's part of that NWA talent sharing that they got going on.
Yep.
Was a little surprised that this wasn't a pay-per-view match, but they gave it to us and it was a good match. I mean, these girls can go. Britt Baker is, to me, she is their number one AEW girl, hands down. Thunder Rosa is, one of the best in the business, when it comes to females, as far as like wrestling and MMA for that matter. But they did a little bit of a screw job finish, and then Britt Baker got the win clean. Well, not clean.
Not clean, yeah.
She dunked.
So it looks like they're going to stretch out that build a little bit. Maybe there'll be a rematch coming at the pay-per-view, huh?
Yeah, she was out cold, so I mean there was no tap. She put her in. She got her lockjaw in there, and the ref just saw she was out. So I don't know. I feel like there's other ways to push this forward without having that type of clean win happen, because to me it's just like the match is the feud's over at that point, right? It's just like now, because now the babyface basically has to come begging for a fight, but all the heel can say is I won, and we don't want our heels to be right, but in this case Britt Baker's right, even though she got a little help from her Virgil, her Reba, it's still a 1, 2, 3. So I don't know. We'll see how they go. I hope they don't waste that, just because Thunder Rosa, she's awesome. It would be nice to see her snag that belt.
I don't feel like they gave us the full match tonight. I think that was just a taster.
Yeah. So then went after that. And then next up we had Matt Hardy, when Hangman Page.
Matt Hardy.
Yeah, Mad Money Matt. He's definitely, we're not seeing broken. We're not seeing woken. We're seeing Money Matt. And he's slowly devolving into a straight heel gimmick. He's just like as promised, he let Adam Page change in his dressing room, no strings attached, just to have that match.
Nothing awkward there.
Yeah, nothing awkward at all. But he's against Chaos Project, some wily veterans. But in the end, Matt did the same thing he did to the Hardy Party, Private Party, where he stole the tag and then stole the win. But I don't know. That Broken never got a shot in AEW. They had they had a couple of things that they did, but I think Matt's ready to evolve onto this, and they're moving full steam ahead.
Yeah. Yet another victim of this awful pandemic was the Broken gimmick.
Yeah. It's a shame. No broken, no woken.
It will be back. It'll be back. We'll get it. We'll get it.
Yeah.
When the crowds are back, when the seats are full, we'll get it again. I guarantee it.
Yeah, we have to. But yeah, he's on a full-fledged heel turn. So then next up, we had the Inner Circle celebrating in the locker room their victory, and as no surprise, Sammy was pissed off. Then he was definitely, the Spanish God was not happy. He started talking some shit. MJF was doing his silent manipulation, and then Sammy stormed off. And then
Gave
Jericho,
a little bit of an
then,
aw shucks moment.
Yeah, he did, and he split, and then this is where we felt the screws starting to turn, right? MJF told Jericho he should go after him, and then MJF wanted to have a heart-to-heart with the rest of the Inner Circle.
Circle's gonna get divided. It's coming.
So MJF told Wardlow to close the door, and you can tell he's gonna start. Maybe he's gonna start putting the earworm in Santana and Ortiz and Hager.
Yeah.
Who Hager had his long lost brother Sammy Hager do a little intro for him, right?
Are they related? They look
Yeah,
alike.
I don't know if they're related. I mean, maybe they're Cabo Wabo brothers, right? It's just like you got a beach break and you got the maker of the Cabo Wabo tequila, right? So maybe that's why. But anyway, yeah, they start planting that brain worm in there. So next up, what never goes well in professional wrestling, a professional wrestling wedding.
Yeah.
We knew it was coming. So this one they've been alluding to for a long time, right?
What
Kip
is the
Sabian.
attraction to the wrestling wedding? I mean, what's going on there?
I
What?
think it's just wrestling is always about pomp and circumstance. If you think about it, even before pro wrestling, who else had intro musics except brides? Brides always, brides always had intro music. So I think to, pardon the pun, but it was a match made in heaven, right? So they just
Yeah.
went for it. So I think that's always there. It gives you the chance to there's going to be a food fight, there's going to be plunder that
Yeah.
breaks. It's going to be coming, but
Yeah, that wrestling that I'm sorry, that wedding segment was a little clunky.
oh, very
I was
clunky.
expecting, was kind of half expecting it. I felt like Miro was kind of losing control of it for a while.
He was, and then they had a referee who was kind of the overseeing the wedding, but I think he was from the Church of Satan. Even Tony Schiavone pointed out he's just like he did his eyebrows up, and he's like he called it unholy matrimony. And
I
then he
believe
said,
that was Ming the Merciless who.
yeah, that might have been me. Clytus on board. Yeah, so he told everyone to kayfabe all others. So they're sneaking some wrestling terms in there. But the only thing that was they did new is just like obviously Miro, when he was Rusev in WWE, they did some wedding stuff with him not too long ago, which
Yeah, you
was
might
pretty.
remember.
Well, yeah, that really fell flat. So you probably changed the channel at that moment, but. What was cool, he was basically, this was his wink to the audience and doing a little breaking kayfabe a little. It's just like,
Yeah.
When he told the preacher, do not say if anybody objects,
Yeah.
because this is the part where people will object. This isn't my first wedding. This isn't my first rodeo. It's not my first rodeo wedding.
Yeah.
Don't say it. So he was basically almost like Scream. He was calling out all the normal tropes, and then it's just like Charles the Butler, was Chuck Taylor, best friend, who's now he lost the match, so now he's the butler.
Yeah.
He's like, I got you a wedding, which happened to be the size of a person.
Right.
So then Miro attacked the box.
Yeah.
Because there's always going to be a person jumps out of the box, so he was on guard for it, right?
Yeah.
So
I was again a little clunky. Wasn't sure what was going on there.
yeah. So and I think it would have helped with some crowd stuff there.
Yeah.
Just because it was inevitable. They found a way. They handcuffed his ankle, shackled him to the pole, and then Orange Cassidy popped out of the cake.
There you go.
And then we had our cake smash. We had it happen. They didn't get as much cake, but they had to ruin everything. You screamed it. So typical wrestling wedding.
So what are we getting out of this segment? Tell us where this is headed.
That's a good question, because for a minute there, it started to feel like that Miro was going to attack Kip Sabian.
Yeah.
Because you're just so used to being.
That's what I was feeling too. And then I was like, are they going this way? It seems kind of odd.
It seemed very odd because it's just like, they're Twitch brothers, it's just like, but we're still kind of in that aggressive, Rusev Day mode that he was just going to attack. So I was waiting for him to attack him, but he never did. And I don't know. It's just like, what's going to happen to Charles the Butler now? Because obviously he broke the deal. It's just like, does that mean, is that like a convict when you get in a fight in the yard, they're going to add time to your sentence? But yeah, I don't know where it's going, but it seems like best friends and then best Twitch friends are still going at it. We'll see. It remains to be seen.
Yeah.
Next up, we had Shaq do a quick interview. They showed him for his NBA on TNT, where he accepted Cody's challenge of Cody and Red Velvet. That's going to be wrestling with Shaq. And then he wanted to show Shaq and
what can you tell us about Shaq's wrestling history?
How
many matches has he had?
He's actually had a couple. He was in a WrestleMania Battle Royal. I don't know what his record is, but he's definitely funny enough. When I wrestled back in '98 during the Attitude Era, he was in the back of the locker room when Vince McMahon was in a wheelchair gimmick, and it's just incredible how freaking big he is, because he was back there introducing himself, and I already felt like a little kid standing next to Kane and the Undertaker, and then you see Kane and Undertaker walk up to Shaq, and they're all looking up. So he's a sight to behold in person. So seeing him in the ring is going to be really interesting.
Yeah.
Because against Cody, because there's going to be a size disparity. But remember, Cody has some experience. He fought. He had a nice feud with the Giant. So size is not going to be an option. He's going to be the son of a plumber, and he's going to do what he's got to do to chop him down to size. But
yeah, I expect Cody to make that work.
So
Cody's just, I can't say enough about Cody. I feel like he's going to do something great there.
Oh yeah, and he's phenomenal. But Black warned everybody on, Charles Barkley about his black tornado, which when he started throwing these really ill-timed clotheslines at the COVID guards, and he started hitting them, and it's just like I think the announcers didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
But I think when he's in the ring, he'll be all right. Hopefully, he'll give a better splash than Snoop Dogg when it comes to it.
Yeah.
Next up, we had Lance Archer, the Murder Hawk, star of Suplex Duplex Complex, against the Mad King, Eddie Kingston, in a lumberjack match. Again, it's always a special show when you have a lot of bodies around the ring. And these two can go, man. These two guys, they throw hard. They throw hard meat. We can tell that it's just like there's a lot of slamming on there. So, obviously a lot of the crowd, it's always good when you got the chaos outside the ring, the lumberjacks throwing them in, throwing them out. So Murder Hawk was going in there, and he was grabbing males, he was grabbing females, he was ready to start doing some clubbings, had a little bit of a schmoz, people in and out, fighting in it. But in the end, Murder Hawk won it clean, 1, 2, 3 with his finish. It's going to be interesting where they're going with this. Cause like I said, it definitely seems like Lance Archer's got a face turn happening.
Yeah.
I had him pegged for possibly taking over the Dark Order with him and Jake. Mm-hmm. It seemed like that was a good one, but then they started teasing that maybe he's part of he's not part of the family. Is he just going to be his own thing?
Lance Archer?
Yeah. Is he going to be the David Pumpkins of AEW? Who's his own thing? I don't know, man.
And who's part of it?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not too sure where that's headed. I mean, I feel like a lot of the booking in AEW, which is what I enjoy, it's a little unpredictable, And
it's very unpredictable.
And I mean, that's one of the things that makes it great. Not sure where he's getting. I'd love to see him do a face turn. I think he's ready for that. He's he's great in the ring. Just he needs a good storyline to just kind of
I think
really
so.
Boost him up, put him over.
He's got a good look. He's got a good size. He can work. I mean, he was doing dives over the top rope. I mean, obviously the guy can go. So I hope they do something good with him. And then obviously it's never going to hurt to have Jake in your corner.
Right.
You got the rub from Jake the Snake there. You're going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
The next up, we had just an interview with Janela doing the typical Jersey threats of what he's going to do to Darby Allin next week.
Yeah.
And then we moved on to our main event, where we have somewhat of a mixed brand main event, because we had the AEW World Champion Kenny Omega with the Impact Tag Team Champions, the Good Brother, Gallows and Anderson, against the 2/3 of the Death Triangle with that bastard Pac, Rey Fenix, and John Moxley. So good solid match. They came out.
So you said Penta is hurt, right?
Penta's hurt, so I don't know what they're going to be doing for this, the third part of the Death Triangle. Which sucks, because obviously the Lucha Brothers were there for a while and they had no Pac.
Yeah.
Also, again, another victim of COVID. COVID is like something. Early 2K Cena. He won't put anyone over. Just like shit. He's making everybody do the job. So his gimmicks are falling, but. In the end, solid match, but in the end, we had a little bit of a surprise. It's just like the Good Brothers got the clean. Ray, man, Phoenix can fly.
Yeah.
When he flies, he's so smooth.
Oh, yeah.
So smooth when he runs up the ropes. And, we saw him when he was in Lucha Underground. Remember, we saw a show here when he freaking literally dove off the stage over our heads.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's just like he's so smooth. But in the end, he had to do the honors. Still, I mean, nobody looked weak in this match at all. But then after that, you had a little bit of, the typical beat down, and then here we go. And then we had a surprise run-in with the Ring, attack John Moxley.
Speaking of mixed brands.
Yeah, mixed brands. Here we go. A little IWGP challenge. Kenta, the former Hideo Itami, made his AEW appearance. Now, the question is this going to be another brand share, or is he part of AEW? Don't know. Something tells me Tony Khan doesn't care, because I think he realizes that their strength of just getting your name out there. Traditionally,
I feel like all these other smaller brands are realizing that they can work together like that.
Traditionally, there was always a fear, right?
Yeah, and there's no one. I feel like no one's losing on this end.
No, they're just like, I can't let my guys go because you're not going to make them look strong. But look, these guys. I mean, you're talking about the freaking the Good Brothers. You're talking, it's the Bullet Club, right? And it's just like they basically have presence, in each brand. They got brand impact, they got brand presence in WWE, with Finn and AJ, and then they're covering AEW. These guys are not going to make each other look bad. I think they realize that the best way to do business is have this brand sharing, just get it out there. So in a weird way, what's old is new again, and I feel like we're getting territories back.
Yeah, it's great. I'm loving it.
Yeah, so let's get the territories back, and if they're going to do something with
these are
Kenta,
TV territories now, though.
Yeah, exactly. It is TV territories, but yeah. But Kenta was there. He threw out his go-to sleep. I'm sure the GTS chants would have started, if he was there. Look, when Kenta, he was one of the chosen three when you realized NXT was really bringing people in and it was Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, and Kenta, and obviously those two rose up. But Kenta, the thing about Kenta is just like, he just kept getting bit by the injury bug. And then by the time they got him in there, he lost a little bit of steam. They put him on another show, and he's just like, and you can tell his heart just wasn't in it anymore.
Yeah.
So if you want to see some old Kenta, I feel like this is what's going to happen here. So I expect him and Mox to possibly have their fight in Japan, but maybe it bleeds over into AEW. But I don't think we've seen the end of this unholy alliance with the Good Brothers and Kenny Omega as far as like which brand to take over. Because, there's a lot of crossover. Private Party, the Hardy Party, they're the number one contenders for the Impact belts.
Yeah.
And they're announcing it on TV. It's just like, also that used to be, a big no-no, but they're calling it out and, just more power to them. So
yeah.
All in all, a solid show. It started off like it was going to be really special. And then it just kind of, the simmer came down a little bit. And then it just came out to be a very good episode of Dynamite.
Good.
So
I think good. Yeah. Solid 2 hours. They utilized every moment. And I kind of, for a while, for a second there, I felt like they were rushing through everything too, because they had so much stuff to get out, with all these quick starts of matches.
Yeah. And we got another month before the pay-per-view. They made an announcement, they're going to have another women's tournament to get the number one contender. So they're going to do it. I expect to see more mixed brand in there as well, because they got to do something to elevate the women's belt there. They just have to. I think putting it on Britt's the way to do it. Just that'll. She's got the mouth, she's got the look, and she can work. And people want to hate her, and that's the best way. Besides the Hulk Hogan way, there's the other way, is just you put it on somebody you hate and just let the people you like chase them around. That's when they start paying money. So that's what I'm hoping for, but we'll see to go. We have one more month before Revolution. So any final thoughts? Beach Break, I like the themes. I hope they continue it.
Yeah, Beach theme's always great. Like I said, I love these mini pay-per-views we get sometimes on the TNT. Solid show. I mean, no complaints really. I enjoyed it. Would have liked it to be a little bigger, but I like it. Solid show.
Yeah, every 6 weeks, I'm totally okay with a theme, free for view, and then they'll just kind of complement, because they're doing a great job of making their pay-per-views special. They're making their pay-per-views must see.
Yes.
Just because they're not happening every month.
Yeah.
So you do feel like you have to get them. So I was surprised that the Shaq Cody mixed tag match is actually going to take place on Dynamite. So they're going for the ratings over the pay-per-view. So I thought that was interesting.
Right.
But
what's good for TNT is good for Dynamite, you see?
Yeah, exactly. And Shaq is actually part of the TNT on NBA on TNT. So it totally makes sense. They can, between the NBA stuff and then the big show stuff that Cody's on, they're really going all in. Hats off to TBS TNT for, pardon the pun, throwing their hat back in the ring, but going all in. They're just getting their brand in there. They don't have the power of an app, so they're going to do everything they can. Despite all things, it's a great time to be a wrestling fan right now. It is, yes, it totally is. Other than not going to see it live, but we'll see. All right, cool. Well, that's it. So we'll catch you guys next time. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. If there's anything you want us to cover in pop culture or wrestling, just let us know. All right, we'll catch you guys later next time. See ya. Peace. Later. Boom.